do this first, so you be turning it in a little bit, okay? You ready? You ready? Everyone's ready? Three, two. Say when, okay?
Yeah.
Three, two, one, go. Greetings, family. Welcome to another one of your Frank 26 UB2Bs. It's good to be with you. It is the 9th of December, 2021. I greet you in agape love. We are KTF Always.com. If you don't belong to KTF Always.com, you should. You should. They copy and paste us, and they take us all over the internet. But most of the times they don't explain what they copied and pasted from us. So I invite you to come and study with us. Something for you to consider, that's all. Anyways, we're here to talk about the Iraqi dinar, and we're going to get into it right away. And because you are a member of KTF Always.com, then you know what to do. Go ahead and turn to the final article thread inside of our form. Go ahead and turn to it right now. I'll wait for you. You're going to be going to the last page, and that would be page 67. And we're going to be starting with final article number 1326. Got it? Okay. What's the title of our UB2B? Well, it's kind of the same thing that God told Moses. Kind of the same thing that Moses told Ramses. Let my people go. Tonight we are going to cover that subject to a degree because it surprised me. I honestly didn't think that we were going to be dealing with Kuwait at the end. I thought we would be dealing more with aliens and Hillary Clinton than we would with Kuwait. But if you are a student, then you know very well that Kuwait was part of all of this monetary reform with the IMF and the CBI, and they had stipulations. We want you to pay all your debt back to us. They have. And when you stop and think about it, how did they do that? How did they do that financially? When you stop and think, they told Iraq, Kuwait did, we want all the 20,000 people that Saddam Hussein murdered and buried in the sand. And Kuwait said, we don't know where they're at. And Iraq said, fine. But Kuwait knew that if they did not give them back, they weren't going to have any kind of a relationship with Iraq. Kuwait needs a relationship with Iraq badly. And it's not just Kuwait. Ask any Middle Eastern country, even Israel. Ask any of them, and they'll tell you that they know what President Donald Trump did with Iraq. They also know what is happening with Iran because of Donald Trump, President Donald Trump. You saw a few days ago on Monday, I told you that there was an explosion, but there was no plume. Oh my goodness, it was a big, massive explosion. Therefore, they made a mistake in their nuclear research. They blew themselves up, along with whatever ore they had. Boom. Well, it turns out that this morning, boom! Again, even stronger than the one about 4 or 5 days ago. What are you doing, Iran? Family, did you know that the largest growth of Christianity is found in Iran right now? God is watching. God is watching. Unfortunately, Satan is in charge of the planet Earth right now, as God watches. And God can interfere at any time, and He does, as God watches. But anyways, back to what I was saying. Kuwait, uh, along with everybody in the Middle East, wants Iraq to succeed. And the reason I told you that it caught me off guard that I'm seeing Kuwait now, because Kuwait was actually taken care of many years ago. Oh, by the way, this whole call is in my opinion. Everything I say is just in my opinion, right? I don't know what I'm talking about. I got 4 or 5 people that can vouch for that. Anyways, back to what I was saying. And when we saw Kuwait a couple of weeks ago get involved with the monetary reform again, oh man, it really drew our attention. And now I spend some time to tell you that, wow, it's really drawing our attention because there are many things that are coming to a conclusion. There are many things that are coming to a shalom, a perfect, a perfect conclusion. Concerning Iraq, concerning the two powerful subjects in Iraq, the monetary reform that will bring forth the economic reform. And that's why you see Kuwait now involved with the monetary reform of Iraq because they, along with everybody else in the Middle East, desperately wants to be a part of the economic reform of Iraq that is right now blossoming, exploding, showing off. And you still have the remnants of Iran that causes problems. They'll shoot their bottle rockets. They'll pop up out of nowhere and just, kill people. But the good thing about that is that it's under control now. I told you they had to get rid of the Iran influence from the auctions. They did. They had to get rid of it from the parliament. They did. It's a whole new election. Parliament's completely different. Yeah, you still have jerks because Parliament has to have representation from certain districts. And that representation doesn't necessarily have to be somebody smart. They usually are somebody that is politically correct for their group, their family, their sect. They, everything is tribal over there. Everything is tribal. And even after you make a deal with a tribal leader, it usually doesn't stick. And it usually takes even more negotiating and bartering and arguing to get it done. But what Iraq did is that it created a budget finally and it removed Iranian influence. What Iraq did is that they actually did the RV and they put the right calculation in the budget. Then what Iraq did is that they put in what they call the white papers because the IMF approved it. And they said, well, it looks like we've got all these projects. And then all these other people started WTO. Oh, can we play? You want to be a part of it? Get out of here. But fine. United Nations. You guys need any help? You really got. Shut up, UN. Despicable people, you. And yeah, they all want to kiss Iraq's lips and take her to the because she's the prettiest girl. There ain't nobody else. Nobody else. Nobody else. Ain't nobody else. So when you see that Kuwait is involved now, it really perked our attention. And I'm trying to get your attention about it too. Kuwait never, I mean, in my opinion, they're done. But for Kuwait to come in and now say, let me see, did you do this? Yeah. Did you do this? Yeah. And this? Yeah. And this? Yeah. Okay. Now we're going to do this and this and this with you, okay? In the budget, the white papers, right? Yeah, yeah, yeah. All right. We are going to get compensation because you didn't pay us completely. No, no, yeah, yeah. Well, to me, as an investor in the Iraqi dinar, to see Kuwait show up, wow. It's like seeing France show up. France never volunteers to help with their soldiers. They have to be forced by the UN. France never volunteers to donate any money. They ask for it. France never volunteered. We'll take some of those refugees into our country. Oh, no, 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 no. Pepe Le Pew don't like them here. No, no. And we saw France getting heavily involved with the economic reform at the beginning of this year. You remember I told you? I said, look who showed up. And if that's not a telltale sign to see France now finally involved in Iraq, especially talking about the monetary and economic reform, well, the next thing you know, you're going to tell me Kuwait is also talking about, oh, they are? Oh, okay. And these are markers, telltale signs that it's just getting better and better every day out there in Iraq. Now, what we're going to do, that was number one. You know, I like to do things in threes. That was the first thing. I wanted to highlight the fact that it's not just Kuwait, but there are many entities, countries, world leaders, companies that are investors that are really, really paying attention to Iraq, and you know that. And you no longer are sitting there saying to yourself, I wonder why they're doing that. You know why they're doing that. You see it all over the place in the articles. And what we're going to do right now is let's check out some of these articles. Now, when I was with you on Monday, we were going to cover these, but we didn't. So I'm not going to go all the way back like I was going to. I had some very impressive articles. But instead, let's see. Let me see. I told you to go back to 1,326. Yeah, let's do that. Why don't we? So go ahead now. You've had plenty of time. You are a member of KTFalways.com. Good. And what we're going to do is turn this camera now, because you have turned to final article number 1,326. Is that a good angle? There you go. That's pretty good, Jan. Right.
This is too far down
Okay.
here.
Oh, no, it's too far. Okay, right there. Perfect. Oh, that is super. Look at that. Look over there. That's perfect. I mean, you squared that in perfect. Thank you, honey. All righty, family. Let's look at these articles, because there's some seriousness to these articles. You see, the articles is what backs us up. The articles is what allows us to be able to tell you that everything we've been telling you, there it is. Oh, poor that gentleman. Well, we pray for that man that is rude, very, very rude. We have his IP number, and yeah, I guess I'm going to turn it over to the authorities. But anyways, enough of that guy. Let's get back to this. Final article number 1,326. Well, it says, His Excellency, the Governor of the Central Bank of Iraq. Now, that's the perfect guy. What's up, buddy? What you got? Well, I've been meeting with British ambassadors in Baghdad. Well, the thing is, family, they've been meeting with a lot of people. They've been meeting with a lot of a lot of World Bank governors. They've been meeting with a lot of ambassadors of countries and presidents. A lot of them. For a used toilet paper rate? Oh yeah. That really turns me on. Yeah, I'm just dying to lose money with your dinar, Iraq. And we kind of covered a little bit about this on Monday. Pay attention to the fact that it's not just the Britain. I mean, it's country after country after country after country, and they're all pouring into Iraq. His Excellency, the Governor of the Central Bank of Iraq, Mustafa Galay, uh, actually it's Maliki, met with His Excellency, the British ambassador in Baghdad, and they discussed banking relationships and ways to develop them. Well, what do I say in my blue quote there? That's because the Article 8, when you read this article, it's going to tell you that the ambassador touched on the white papers. Well, Ford, didn't you come over to talk about the budget? Yeah. The budget has the white papers? Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, then keep reading. The ambassador also touched on the white paper document because they're going to pour into Iraq. The white papers is the investors that are pouring into Iraq. So you guys are coming in to build our economic reform because we have the monetary reform, and you know it, don't you? You wouldn't insult yourself by coming into my country if I wasn't Article 8. You wouldn't come into my country if Kuwait didn't say, we're done with Iraq. Give them Chapter 7. Remember I told you that Chapter 7 was like a banana? When you peel a banana, there's one peel, there's another peel, and there's another peel, until you're all done peeling the banana. Chapter 7 was like many different peels coming off of the banana. There's only one left in Chapter 7. The full compensation to Kuwait. And I told you it's already done. Really, Frank? Well, why do you think they're talking the way they're talking with Kuwait? Oh, well, that makes sense. Really, Frank? This is impressive because it's not just England. I can rattle off to you close to 100 banks right now around the world that have linked up with the banks in Iraq. Why? Because they are following the International Monetary Fund rules, laws, and regulations. They're international. And their currency is about to have value added to it because they went from the revaluation to the reinstatement. And you can read it right here. Country after country after country is pouring into Iraq to open up their banks in a country with a toilet paper exchange rate for their currency? I don't think so. Now check this out. What is my blue quote? What is my blue quote? You remember I asked you that on Monday? Remember I asked you, what's the Earth's moon called? What's the answer, family? I'll wait for you. Go ahead and post it. Thank you, Bryant. Satellites. What is the Earth's moon called? Satellites. Behold, hundreds and hundreds of satellite banks around the world pouring into Iraq to build their economic reform because of the implementation of what they have done with their banks. And now their banks can leave their borders, and so can their currency leave their borders. And there is a new building and a new exchange rate and a new currency, all for this. Do you see the logic behind all of this? And when I get an individual that complains and says, I just want to know, when is it going to happen? I want the date now. Those are the people that I take by the ear and I throw them out of KTFA. This week I threw out 3 people, I believe. Yeah, because they complained. How dare you complain in front of me when I'm giving you this information, when the governor of the central bank is giving you this information, when the prime minister of Iraq is giving you this information? Obviously, you're a child in your way of thinking. KTFA is filled with adults, Christian adults that know what they're doing and how they're studying. So if you give me any kind of nonsense, any negativity, obviously you don't know what you're talking about. And I don't want to be with you, and you don't want to be among us. So I do you a favor and I put you out of your misery and I kick you out of KTFA. And whatever you do, make sure that you don't tell me in premium what your username is in KTFA, because I'll then definitely make sure I ban you that way too from KTFA and from my UB2B. I'm just tired of it. It's so obvious what's going on and it's so fantastic. Look at Greta just said, "This is awesome information, Frank." Awesome sauce, huh? Tink, is Frank's camera off? Wow.
Well, it's a little sideways, but it's not bad.
Really? They want perfection? Oh my goodness. They're telling me not to look to the right. All right, I won't, sir. Let's get back to work, family. This is an amazing article, isn't it? So, final article, number 1326. This is everything that we told you all of the summer of this year. Look at it. It's all right there. Isn't that beautiful? Yeah, so the governor of the central bank welcomes the opening of branches of British banks and hundreds of other banks inside of their country. Final article number 1327. Professor Dr. Mohammed Dakhar, the possible repercussions of monetary issuance in Iraq. Well, the repercussion would be that the Iraqi currency would have value for the Iraqi citizens. Do you think that's good or bad? Well, it's good. Yeah. And this is the education continuing to the citizens of Iraq. This is a really deep one. It has a lot of information. It goes into the M1 figures. You need to read this. You need to understand this. They'll give you the graphs, the charts, the projections, everything that they told the citizens of Iraq. When you say to me, well, tell me what they showed them on the video, Frank, on the TV news. Don't be so lazy. These articles here are exactly what they're telling them, that we told you that they told them. Final article number 1328. I want to thank Militiaman, and I want to thank Petra. These two gentlemen are exceptional. Exceptional. They, we take you beyond the curve, and then what they do is they explain the curve. This is a masterpiece that was put together by both of these two gentlemen. And I would encourage you to get in here and read their thoughts. Read how they put this all together. And then they put it together with this article. Both of them. Look how long this is. That is, if you don't read this right here, this analysis by our two analyzers, it's your loss. There's some good, sound thinking of the interpretation of that article. Final article number 1329. The harvest of the monetary policy for 2021 is in support and stimulation of the national economy. Well, there you go. There you go. That's what I've been saying over and over again until my face turned blue. Well, in my case, I guess it would be until my face turned brownish blue. What does it say again? Harvest. Let me see. Harvest. Is that when you plant a seed? No. Harvest. Is that at the beginning of something or the end? Let me think. Harvest. harvest the crops? You mean all the work that you guys did in the revaluation, recalculate, is now going to become forth in the RI? Tell me about it. Harvest of monetary policy for 2021 is in support and stimulation of the national economy. In other words, you can't have the economic reform without the monetary reform. Does that sound familiar? Does it sound familiar? Because harvest is what you do at the end of the season, in the fall. The harvest, the work that we did for the monetary reform to bring in the economic reform in our country is perfectly supported and perfectly stimulated by our new exchange rate. You want to take the time to read this, family? This is another one that breaks it down and to the citizens. Education again, continuing education. Step by step, why they raise the value, why they straighten their banking structure. It's deep. Now, in here, there's excuse me, what'd you say? I didn't say nothing. Let me see. While the Iraqi dinar exchange rate was stabilized within the target rate of the central bank, which was specified in a statement on December 2020. Was that December the 20th? Despite the speculations in the market. It was. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know CBI. Yeah. I know. I know CBI. Hey, Frank. What's CBI? Happy birthday. Thank you. And it is so, right here, I put this in red. You've got to, look, this whole thing, this whole report, this every education of the citizen, this requires that the government's direction is to support the vulnerable groups who will inevitably be directly affected, especially by any measure to change the exchange rate. Doggone it, do it now. That's a lot of fancy words. It sounds like some lawyer put that together. But what it boils down to is that the government is now in a position to actually support all of these poor citizens of Iraq by raising the value of their currency. Ta-da, ta-da, ta-da. And on top of that, shoot, we got the laws, the rules, the regulations, the legislation, the authority, all of it to change the exchange rate through the central bank. The people that are authorized to do this. You got that? Yeah, okay. What else you want to tell me? Well, happy birthday, Frank. I know you said that. You said that. Well, in conjunction with happy birthday, Frank, can I tell you something else? Sure. What? It should also be emphasized here that this change, this devalue. Happy birthday, Frank. Thank you. Well, go on. What about it? This devaluation, in the value of the Iraqi dinar, will be for a one-time only and will not be repeated. Excuse me. Is this the CBI? It is you. What's up, buddy? Hey, give me 5. There you go. Really? So what you did on my birthday, that devaluation actually helped you tremendously. It brought in a lot of zeros, didn't it? It sure did, Mantis dinars. It also helped you because it helped you for a lot of reasons. Okay, you paid a lot of bills at a lower rate too, didn't you? Shh. Yeah. But now so you're telling me that was just a one-time thing to do, right? Because of those many reasons that I just gave, right? Yeah. Shh. It's okay. Everybody knows. I already told them all. Oh, well, then go ahead and tell them that we don't intend to lower it ever again. This is not something we are going to repeat. And is this you, Mustafa, the CBI guy, the official guy that can actually say that? Yes, it's me, Frank. Okay. Yeah, these are not the worst of times. These are the best of times. Behold, you need to be a member of our forum. You need to get in here and read this. When they copy and paste this, they don't take this. When they copy and paste this, they don't take my words, my voice to explain all of this. You need to be a member of our forum, and then you need to be responsible and study properly. We offer you everything. We offer you the color coordination, the analysis. We bring you the link. What more do we need to do for you, family? And I'm not talking to 99% of you. You know it's only that 1%. Final article number 1330. Economists on the 2022 budget, it will address the fiscal deficit and debts owned by Iraq. Really? Didn't I tell you that, family? Didn't I tell you that they will wipe out their physical deficit, their debts? They won't own anything. They'll have so much money. Kuwait, you're saying that you want to get paid. You know very well you've already been paid. Behold and enjoy. And know that Kuwait agrees with the CBI's monetary reform. Why? Because Kuwait knows what the IMF has done with Kuwait and the CBI. When you look at something like this, you may scratch your head if you're not a proper student, and you may say, this is impossible. How is it that you want me to note that the value of this budget will cover the financial deficits owned by Iraq, in addition to securing the salaries of employments and doing their economic reform? And how at a program rate of 11.90, a toilet paper value rate? How? Well, Kimosabi, I think you know how. Yeah, I know how. I'm talking to the 1%. Final article number 1331. Washington stops the automatic deductions from Iraq's oil revenue to compensate Kuwait. Here we go again. That's why I told you I was really surprised to see Kuwait. They are really loud right now. And because they're so loud, all they're talking about is nothing more. I mean, it's nothing but compliments and, oh, she is so pretty. Look at Iraq. Oh, you see the potential that she has? Look at Iraq. Here, stand up. Turn around. Yeah, do a 360. Look at that. Whew. Yeah. So, Kuwait, you want to do business with Iraq? Yeah. Kuwait, did they fulfill every compensation, everything? Are you guys happy? Is there anything that Iraq owes you right now? No. Well, no. Yeah. What? They promised some of the compensation would not be monetary, but that we could invest in their country. Is that why you're pushing for them to go ahead and expose everything that you know about? Yeah, we want to come in and invest in Iraq. Kuwait, you're already in Iraq. Shh. No, it's not a secret. Shh. Kuwait, you're already in Iraq. You're all over the place. Wasn't that part of the compensation that you and the United States of America would come in first? Shh. Okay. All right. Kuwait agrees with the CBI's monetary reform, and that is so big because by doing that, they are now officially, they need to make the official announcement, their Article 8. But look, Iraq should seek to get out of the provisions of Chapter 7 of the United Nations Charter. I'm sorry, there's only one banana peel left. And Kuwait has just said that they have been compensated. It's time for you to catch up, United Nations. You lazy bums. So, the Central Bank of Iraq announces the suspension of the automatic deduction of Kuwait's compensation. Whoa, wait a minute. They owe me money, don't they? Not anymore. Oh, but we're telling everybody they still owe us money. But they're going to let you invest first. That's how they're going to make up for that. Oh, Is that why is that why the United States that was collecting Iraq's money, to return it back, is that why they stopped the automatic deductions from Kuwait's compensation to pay Kuwait? Because Kuwait has already been paid completely by Iraq? Wow, you're pretty smart and pretty quick, aren't you? Yeah, I am. Thank you. So the Central Bank of Iraq announces the suspension of the automatic deductions of Kuwait's compensations. Why? Because they're coming into our country to do business. No, you're not Article 8. Yes, we are. They know it, and we're about to announce it. Just like right now, we're announcing that we're about to, be Chapter 7 is removed. Wow. Yeah, this is impressive because this is what definitely is considered the final countdown to see Kuwait. To see Kuwait. It's just, it really is mind-boggling to me. I just didn't expect Kuwait to be so loud, especially now. That tells you. That tells you we've already landed. If not, Kuwait would be female dogging like crazy right now. You still owe me. You still did. You still. Yeah, I know. Final article number 1332. The CBI, Al-Rahadim Bank issues a statement regarding the savings account for citizens. Well, this is the education to the citizens about the monetary reform. Get in here, man. Get in here. Look, we're going to offer you 4.5% on your savings accounts. Good grief, family. And for those that got suckered, send me your dinars. Send me your dinars. I will make sure you get $5, $6, $10, $15 for one dinar. I'm part of the Admiral Group. I'm part of the Deng Xiaoping Group. I'm part of the United Nations Humanitarian Project. Yeah, I am. You can trust me. Yeah, right. So these conniving thieves took your dinars and put them in accounts in the Middle East and drew some amazing interest off of your innocence. Too bad. So this is another form of the education that is going to the citizens. We offer you a high percentage. Somebody thought, wait a minute, look, the exchange. They just told them that they offer them a high exchange rate. Yeah. Well, Frank, it just happened. Look, the guru is telling me, look, you can read it. It says it right there. No. What do you mean, no, Frank? Come to our conference call tonight and listen. What your guru is showing you is an interest increase of the 4.5 interest that is paid in savings accounts, not the exchange rate interest that went up. Oh. Final article number 1333. The governor of the Central Bank of Iraq meets with the United Arab Emirates Minister to Tolerance and Coexistence, Commissioner General of Expo 2020. Well, once again, these CBI satellite banks are all over the world, family. I mean, we talked a little bit about one of them, the country of England. United Arab Emirates. What did I tell you when we first started our UB2B? The whole Middle East is depending and waiting and anxiously praying that Iraq announces an increase in their currency. The whole Middle East is depending on Iraq to be the central hub. And it's all because they know what they did with President Donald Trump. And they all know that they are not doing anything with Joseph Biden. These CBI satellite banks are all over the world, just the way we told you that they would be. This article gives you a little bit more information. And if for some reason you had happened to attend or you had a friend that went to the expo, well, then maybe you would have known where all the satellite banks will be around the world. Final article number 1334. Again, the CBI is educating. That's all they're doing. They're just talking and constantly talking about it. This is the article that we were just talking about, and we broke it down. And when you stop and think about it, first of all, to our newshound, Samson, thank you. You are amazing. How you find these articles sometimes is beyond our own understanding with our teams. They're talking about how they cover the financial deficit and the debt that is owned by Iraq. This is huge. And I told you that they had paid their trillions, their billions. The article here talks about it and how the zeroing of the Kuwait's debt as well as all deficits of 2021 and the budget will have extra that they will roll over to the next year. What do they mean by that? They're telling you that the 2021 budget is so packed with so much finance and so much diversification that it will roll over not just the next year, but every year it will logarithmically grow. The Iraqi budget will never ever be in the red ever again. There will not be any terrorists, any dictators to steal the money and send it to another terrorist country. This country is so filthy rich. They are sovereign. They have their own police, their own army now. We're there, and we are also right across the border in many different countries at the snap of a finger. We can help Iraq if need be, but we're not going anywhere. We have 3 of the largest air bases in Iraq. We have one of the largest embassies, more than one. We're there to not to play the part like we did in Afghanistan, but more so like the part of a Doberman pinscher that sits in the front yard of someone's home. You can't see the Doberman pinscher, but you sure as hell can see the huge 10 by 10 sign that says, "Beware. Beware of my dog." And the whole Middle East knows that Iraq's dog is President Donald Trump. You are going to start to understand, family, that Joseph Biden does not run our country any longer. The far left does. And because the rest of our country is becoming savvy to what he's trying to do, assassinate the United States of America and its citizens, Joseph Biden will no longer be supported by anyone, not even his own people, because they will start to abandon him. He is no longer the Manchurian candidate of any value to them. They will turn their attentions to somebody else. They will try to replace him and Kamala, everyone. But it will not work. Because T-minus 11 months and counting, we take over everything because God is watching. Iraq is sovereign. But my God in heaven is also sovereign. And ladies and gentlemen, we students here at KTFA, Ding Dong says Biden is in charge. Remove this person permanently from my site, Jan. Kick him. Is that what it is? Biden and charge now, Frank.
Biden's in charge now, Frank.
No, he's not. Well, wait a minute. Don't kick him out. Maybe he doesn't. Don't kick him out, but put him on read only. I don't want to hear another word. If you honestly feel that Biden is in charge of the United States of America, you do not belong with us. You make another statement like that, and I will remove you permanently, just so that you can live in peace with Biden, not with us. This article, I was going to get into it and talk to you more about it, but Ding Dong just pissed me off. Get in here and read this and understand what this is all about. Turn the camera, Tent. Now we put it in fast mode. No, put those files away. I don't even want to do that. No. Thank you. You know, family, we are Christians. We are Christians. Hold on, let me straighten this camera. And because we are Christians, We are survivors of what we see happening right now, right in front of our eyes. Excuse me. We Christians, during this time that we're going through right now on this planet Earth, we are survivors. And that makes us witnesses. Alrighty, let's now go and look at what we have from our Firefly so that we can let you go. And you will come to our Bible study at 7 o'clock, right, with Pastor Kendall? Good. I see we have over 1,000 people and almost 1,100. And I know that you're all going to come to the Bible study, aren't you? Good. Because if you don't, then you will miss our fellowship. All right, I was with you Monday, right? Yeah, Monday. Yeah, Monday. And I shared with you about the British banks, Frank, the borders. We have the taxes, customs, our white papers. They're telling us the new rate is in the budget, in the white papers. 2022 has been approved. Iraq needs to review the exchange rate. They're saying in the early part of 2022, in order to make the white papers reach the maximum effectiveness. Isn't that cool? Look at that. That's what they told Eddie on Monday. And all the Iraqi citizens, yeah, we got a new exchange rate. And yeah, it's in the budget. And yeah, it's for the white papers. And yeah, it's to reach the maximum effectiveness of our monetary, or excuse me, of our economic reform. Yeah. Wow. To which I said, wow, Eddie, I mean, look at that. Remember all of this is for money. They're preparing you guys, okay? They're preparing you. They constantly are saying it. Eddie says that the TV special is replaying, la la. I said, yeah, okay. He tells me, we got Kurdistan over here too, Frank. We got British people over here. They're all wanting to get involved with our oil. Kazimi tells them no. He'll say to them when they can start. They keep talking to us about early 2022. They're not saying a date to us, exactly. But they keep repeating over and over again. It's in the early part of 2022. In fact, you know what? This is Tuesday. Let me start with this one, okay? Tuesday at 8 something in the morning. Here we go. All news today has been about Barzani from Kurdistan, Mr. Frank. He's been meeting with the House Speaker, the good guy, of Baghdad, about the Erbil deal. And they're saying that they're making sure that all parties are working to make the agreement work. What is so special about Erbil, family? What is so special about Erbil and Iraq? You've been studying with me forever. What is it? It's 3 letters. What's so special? Way to go, Free. That is exactly right. Set my people and my currency free, huh, Free? Yeah, they're talking about the HCL, aren't they? Erbil? You guys are satisfied with the HCL? What about Article 140? It's okay. We use the old census. And you're okay with the numbers? Yeah. So you're ready to accept your part of the hydrocarbon law into your budget in Erbil, right? From the budget of Baghdad, Kazimi's. Yep. Wow. Okay. If I didn't know any better, you guys must have been talking with Kuwait. We were. I wouldn't be surprised if you were. So he says that the speaker of Baghdad is talking about Erbil and the deal, and they're saying that they're making sure that all parties are working to make the agreement work, as they will be addressed when the budget and rate is reviewed. So you see, that's why they're all agreeing, because they know, they know. And when the budget and the rate will be reviewed sometime in the early part of 2022, they're saying that the Erbil agreement will have a huge impact and allow citizens to receive oil as promised to them by our Constitution. And yeah, there it is. That's what that is. That's the HCL. They keep talking about early 22, and they're not saying a date, but they keep hinting and they keep repeating it to us over and over and over again, is what he tells me. And I said, HCL. They're talking to you about the HCL. Also, Eddie, I didn't read all of it, all that he said, but then I said to him also, they're talking to you about the stock exchange. They're talking to you about the Erbil Stock Exchange. It will go online with the Iraqi Stock Exchange globally, and that's what they're trying to prepare you. You now have that opportunity if you want. You're international, Eddie. Eddie says that Erbil has been on TV all day, so that's mainly what they were talking about all day on Tuesday. I said to him, Eddie, there are many deals. There are many deals, all defined as the budget and white paper by year's end. Have you noticed that? Also, Eddie, take note that the HCL is part of the economic reform because it is also in the white papers. This is important for you to grasp. Let it look into your thinking about this study, this investment. Neil says to me, "Yeah, sending. He's been watching the TV all day. They're glued to it." Yesterday, 9:35 in the morning. Yeah, he's been glued to it, and yes, he sent me stuff, family. But I read what I want to read to you. Yesterday, 9:35. Stephanie. Stephanie, all you had to do is look at the formula that I gave you on Monday. You did write down the formula on Monday, right? So here we go. Yesterday, 9:35 in the morning. Kazimi advisor, good guy. He's on television. He's being interviewed right now, and they're saying that it's time. For what, Eddie? It's time for Iraq to move to the global platform. They told you that, Eddie? Yeah. They're saying that Iraq has shown stability. Did he say sovereign? No, he said Iraq has shown stability with the elections. And Iraq has proven that there was no corruption in those elections. There's no corruption in Iraq. And Iraq is a safe and a great place that is rebuilding thanks to the white papers. Eddie, notice that they said they're rebuilding right now. Thanks to the white papers and the reforms. Eddie, economic gives you the monetary reform? That's what he's saying, Mr. Frank. Saying Iraq will be a main power in the region, and the dinar needs to be on a level playing field globally. What was the title of our UB2B on Monday? What was it, Tank? Play fair with the USD, wasn't it? Let me ask you this question. What was it, Tank?
One of three came back.
We didn't have one that said play fair with the USD? This is the one. 2 more UB2Bs. We name it that. But did you hear? Here, let me show you. Let's keep talking about rebuilding. Here. Look at that, family. So the right guy comes out and he tells the citizens, hey, don't worry, economic reform, everything, we're rebuilding, it's all in the white papers, because you know very well that the power in the region, it's going to be in the dinar, and it needs to be on a level playing field globally. Level playing field? Kazimi? Mustafa? Key words from President Donald Trump? When he sent his son-in-law back in 2016 on your inaugural night, that was the message you delivered. Shalom? Full shalom. So, ladies and gentlemen, I think you have a good understanding now, don't you? The Iraqi dinar, it supports the budget. It supports the monetary reform. It supports the economic reform, and it supports the new small category notes that are going to be coming out. And when you read what I just allowed you to read, that they're rebuilding their country through the white papers because of these reforms, economic monetary reform. And thanks to the white papers and the reforms, saying Iraq will be a main power in the region, and the dinar needs to be on a level playing field globally. That's 1-to-1. That's a float globally, so Iraq can reach the maximum efficiency of our currency. That's the rear. And the reforms, he keeps talking over and over to us, Mr. Frank, about how the CBI will review the exchange rate in the early 2022, and that will support the white papers. Program rate cannot support the white papers, family. I don't know if I showed you that last part. How y'all doing? Are you happy? Do you understand what I'm trying to share with you? Will you give all honor and glory to God tonight when you pray to Him, please? I then say the following to him about an hour after that. I said, Eddie, please notice that they are now using and talking like Donald Trump's words. President Donald Trump gave your people these words. And we have been waiting for them to say that they have to play fair with their currency. This is the first time we hear it. We hear it, Eddie, because Eddie and this is we hear this, Eddie, and this is strictly, in my opinion, these words are key words. They are launch words. Also, notice, Eddie, every day, almost every second of every day, is being used to drill into your understanding that you are about to receive a new exchange rate and a new form of currency denomination for that new exchange rate. Eddie, this is all part of the education that is coming to you rather quickly now, but at the end. It is an end, but will also continue long after the RI in a completely different form of education, which will mainly be about the international trade and your currency's float at 1-to-1, playing fair with the American dollar. President Trump, ladies and gentlemen, was fighting for you. The only way the Iraqi dinar can go up on a float internationally is if it was playing fair with the American dollar, part at 1 to 1. I don't know where I left off. This thing just threw up on me. Also notice every day, every second day, it's coming to an end, and the RI complete different education. It will be about the international trade and your currency, how it's going to float internationally at a 1 to 1. That's how it's going to play fair with the American dollar. We've been waiting for these keywords, and to see them now towards the end is exciting. Eddie, your currency is soon to surpass the American dollar. For example, notice banks around the world are depegging from the American dollar. Yesterday, the Russian ruble and the Indonesia rupiah depegged from the United States of America, even though they can't afford to. But they did. Guess what, Eddie? Your currency is also preparing to depeg from the American dollar so that it can float internationally and grow with more value on the global markets. See how it works? Congratulations, Iraq. Congratulations, Donald J. Trump. Yes, he says, I'm sending, Frank, to Eddie. Eddie says that the CPI is having meetings with Brazani, and they keep talking to him about what the education is to the citizens. They're meeting with Brazani from Kurdistan today more, and they have been talking to us all day about Erbil. Yes, Eddie, that is the HCL that we talked about today. Let me skip all of this and go to today because we're running out of time. Today, 7:54 a.m. in the morning. Where do you find these articles? Oh, God, give me strength. Here we go. Not at the other guru sites. No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Look ashamed, Frank. I'm done. Our 7:54 a.m. today. Our news has an awful lot of new political parties with Sunnis being built up, but the big news that we're seeing right now, Mr. Frank, is that the United States Treasury has stopped the automatic withdrawal of the money from the oil profits to Kuwait to pay for the compensation. They're saying that paying back Iraq through the CBI will make the final payment sometime before the end of this year. And then, you see, look at that. Look at that. Kuwait, yes. We will make our final payment to you just before the end of the year. Fine, if that's what you think, but you already did. Citizens of Iraq, just before the end of the year, we are reviewing the exchange rate, and we will look at it for the white papers and budget right at the beginning of next year. You heard me say earlier, Eddie, you notice that everything is being geared towards just before the end of the year? Happy birthday, Frank. Oh, don't say that. And Mr. Frank, all day it's been nothing but Erbil. And this is encouraging because we know that Erbil doesn't want us to do anything unless we pay them back. The payments are going to be sometime before the end of this year, they're telling us. And then, and then Iraq will send, before the end of the year, and then Iraq will send a special request to the United Nations for Iraq to officially be removed from Chapter 7 All this will occur before the end of this year. Here we go again. That's amazing, Mr. Frank, because it's an official request to get out of chapter 7. To which I say to him, everything seems to be pointing to either just before the end of this year or at the very beginning of next year, huh? Maybe, all right, I'll read a little bit more. We've got about 8 minutes. Eddie says, a lot of political meetings today are being shown on the television. And he says that Kazimi and Sadr and Chalet are also meeting and actually talking and getting along, Mr. Frank. The CBI commercials are back, and they're saying that they have granted I didn't tell him. I should have. I said I should have told him the reason the commercials are back is because the videos are done. The CBI is back on their commercials saying that they have granted extra incentives to all branches for all citizens on interest rates on all new savings accounts. They're saying that there will be many new perks available along with the new rates. I don't want to mislead you. I'm going to show this to you, but I already explained this earlier. What Eddie is saying to me right here is that the CBI is saying in their commercials that, hey, we got all these perks. You know, we got a George Foreman grills kit. I mean, come on in. We got H&S savings stamps. Okay, we got top value green stamps. Get in here. And also down here in the bottom, what does it say down here? What's it say down there? Also, they're saying that they have many new perks available along with new rates. Citizens just need to come in and open up the new accounts. They're talking about the new interest rates of their savings accounts. But this is not a coincidence. Citizens of Iraq, yes. We have new rates for you. Come into the bank, please. Yes. In case you did not see it, right there. I got 6 minutes, to which I say, Eddie, those are the new rates for the interest on your savings accounts, but you are also going to be getting your new exchange rate that they have been promising you over and over again. And I give him an idea of when I think he's going to see them. So he says, okay, we will look. Then today he says, there's news talking about Iraq requests coming soon to the United Nations to release us from Chapter 7. They're saying that this will free Iraq to grow internationally. Now, you know what? This might be the end. I think I'll stop here. Because stop and think. Look. What does that say? Mustafa. Okay? CBI. The Prime Minister. What are they saying to the Iraqi citizens? As soon as you see that Kuwait approves Chapter 7, the final part, we will be free to grow internationally. How will they grow internationally? By depegging from the American dollar, staying on par with it, and floating internationally. Ladies and gentlemen, they told them when they're going to raise their value, when it is internationally floating, when Kuwait gives them Chapter 7 officially. Have they given them Chapter 7 officially? Thank you kindly for being with us tonight. Oh, by the way, what did I say to him? So, I reiterate, students of KTFA, has Kuwait given them Chapter 7? Y'all take care of each other. God bless you. Thank you for being with us. And come on over to our Bible study. Tink, can we put the link up so that they can come on over?
I just put it, there's no link.
Oh, there's no link. There you go, family. It's just the phone number you're going to dial, and you're going to listen to our Pastor Kendall doing the Bible study. Please join us if you have the time, if you have the desire. It's good to fellowship, and it's good to come and be in an environment where you can thank God. Where you can thank God. I love you. I'll catch you when they throw you. See you real soon, baboon. After a while, crocodile. Bye-bye.
This session is no longer being recorded. Goodbye.
Oh, babe, I gotta go catch the plane.
Yeah.
So I'm leaving on a jet plane. I don't know when I'll be back again. So why don't you just come with me, Tinkerbell?
Okay.
I gotta catch a flight. Bye-bye.